Okay, put your phone down. Stop talking to ChatGPT about the perfect way to say the thing that you want to say. Don't ask your friends anymore about if you should send that last text. Stop chasing. In this video, we're going to talk about why you need to stop chasing and what you can do instead. I know what it's like. I know when somebody pulls back and takes away their energy, their time, their investment, it makes you want to close the gap. It makes you want to find any way you can of creating that familiarity, that safety, of knowing that they're still there, that they still see you, they still care about you, you're still special. I know how horrible it is when it feels like those things have gone, and it makes you want to do all the things that you later might regret. I have so many times been guilty of triple calling, triple texting, calling like 10 times in a row, trying to get the other person to just answer their phone, trying to get them to talk to me, trying to get them to understand. I've done everything. I've done all those things and they don't work. It doesn't work. With somebody who doesn't want to hear you, you can't force them to want to hear you. They have to want to hear you, okay? So we're going to talk about in this video a different way of approaching this that's going to feel more empowering to you and will actually break a cycle so that you don't have to experience this again. So before I get into this video, I want to remind you I've got 30% off my one-to-one coaching. You can use the discount code August30 until the end of August. If you book a package, you will also get a free self-study course worth £160. So it's a good time to save a lot of money and invest in yourself. Okay, so this feeling that you get that makes you want to chase. I know how absolutely compelling it is. You're trying to fix a feeling of unsafety, right? You don't feel safe when somebody pulls away because they've taken away something that once made you feel very safe. When somebody sees you, when somebody admires you, when somebody wants you, it feels very comforting and it feels like the security that we all want. When it comes to building a relationship, that's what we're trying to create. At the end of the day, we want safety in packs, in tribes, in families, right? And this is physiologically wired into us to want that. We want somebody to put us first, to value us. And at a time in the beginning of relationships and when we are connected to somebody, that's what it feels like we have. So if somebody pulls away, takes that away from you, especially if it's suddenly, you want so much to get that back. And so people do things like calling, texting again, writing a letter, turning up at their door. There are so many stories. In fact, tell me in the comments below the craziest thing you have done, because I'm sure it will make a lot of people feel better about the crazy things they've done when it comes to chasing. There are so many absolutely hilarious stories that you one day will look back on and think, oh my God, I was really in my chasing energy that day, right? We've all done it. We've all been there. So don't beat yourself up. It happens, and it happens to absolutely everybody. But in this video, right, just put your phone down and let's talk about this, because there's a pattern here that you can break, and there is a way of getting your control back, which is the thing that you're trying to get back, that doesn't feel so lacking, doesn't feel so like it's taking so much from you to do it, right? Because it feels horrible. If you think about the energy that you feel whenever you're chasing, you feel horrible. You feel desperate. You feel less than. You feel not worthy. You feel like you're begging for somebody's attention. You feel like you're having to get on your hands and knees for somebody to see you. First of all, let's just reframe this and remind you that you do not want to be in a long-term relationship with anybody who is not willing to stand there with you through the difficult times and work things out, right? If somebody shuts down and disappears when things get hard, that's a really, really big red flag. You don't need to, and you shouldn't have to, convince somebody that they should stay with you when things are hard, when there is a misunderstanding, a disagreement. When something is misaligned in relationships that stand the test of time, you both work through it together, both of you. So let's just look at this person's absence right now as a huge red flag rather than a need for you to fix it or chase. Because remember, part of your pattern might have been being the one to fix it, put it back together, always fill the gaps, right? And that can lead you into staying in really unhealthy, toxic relationships where you always ended up depleted in the past. We don't want you to do that anymore because we want you to be in a mutual, harmonious commitment with the other person who wants to be there with you too. Okay, so if they've pulled away, that's your sign to go, okay, this is a red flag for me. I'm not going to chase this because that will equal me staying in a relationship that I always have to fix. And there's the fear there that comes up, isn't there? Well, if I don't fix it, if I don't do anything, maybe they'll leave forever. I mean, if that is what it takes for them to leave forever, good. Because you don't want someone who's not going to come to the table with you. That's not your forever person. That's not it. That's not the safety that you're seeking. And yes, they may have given it to you at times in the past and you know what that feels like. But if now they're showing you that when it gets really hard, when it gets really confusing, when it gets overwhelming, this is the limit of their capacity, that's not going to work for you. And yes, I know that you might have done things in this relationship that you're not proud of. You might have shown up in an anxious way that you feel maybe doesn't represent the person that you want to be. But somebody who is healthy, who understands conscious relationships, who understands that everybody has childlike coping mechanisms at times, will not make you feel bad, will not judge you, will not paint you with that brush and see you in that way and only that way, okay? And if somebody does and they're using your anxiety against you, that is also a massive red flag. So the thing is, when somebody pulls back, this is your opportunity to call their bluff and say, okay, you do that then. And I know that there'll be fear there, but this is the opportunity for you to actually stand in a more secure stance to say, you know what, I want somebody who's going to meet me at the table. I want somebody who's going to meet me halfway. I want somebody who's going to handle conflict with me, who's going to offer repair, who I don't have to always be the one with to say sorry, to fix it. Right? You want a different thing now, yeah? Historically, you've always accepted less than this. Historically, this has been the pattern. This is the time that you break it. So, let's have a standoff for a bit, yeah? So they pull back, you do nothing. Don't lift a finger. This is their choice to disappear, not yours. Let them suffer the consequences of losing you if that's what it takes, okay? This is not your loss. It's theirs. Because you are willing to fix it. You're willing to have the conversation. You are willing to let this thing that's happened make you stronger. Now, if they're not, let them lose you. Let them lose your investment. You don't have to do anything now. You've already shown how much you care. You've already said, explained, said it again so many times. So this is where that chasing ends. This is where you start chasing the you that you want to be. This is where you start chasing your spark. This is where you start reclaiming your power, your energy, your time that is precious, that is valuable, and that should not ever be taken for granted again, okay? Not by them and not by you. I know this is scary because there's part of you going, oh no, but what if they go away? What if I haven't explained it properly? What if I do something wrong? What if I'm risking it and making a massive mistake? Okay, just let's be with that for a minute after everything that's just been said in this video about what you want in a relationship, in a connection, in a commitment, in the commitment to growth, in the commitment to building a deeper connection. Is this person showing up that way right now? What are you risking losing? I know that this feels terrifying to do nothing, but this might be the very thing that you need to shift you out of your lifelong patterns of always having been the one to fix it. This is where you start experiencing what it's like for somebody to come towards you, to not be the one chasing, to not be the one depleted, to be seen, to be understood. This is where that changes. Now, if not with this person, then with somebody else, and somebody else who you know now what you're looking for with, okay? It'll be different next time. If you stop this pattern now, it's going to be different next time, I promise. So I hope you found this video useful. If you'd like support with this, because I know what it's like, I really, really know what it's like. And, you know, let's kind of buffer this with a bit of a safety blanket. If this feels too much right now, give yourself a time where you go, right, I'm not going to message at least for the next week. Give yourself something that feels like I can do that, I can handle that. And then if at the end of that week you don't feel any better, reassess it and then reassess it again and keep reassessing it and keep coming back to this video to remind you why you're doing it. At the end of the day, there's nuance in everything, you know, which is why it is important to like take your time with this and not rush. But don't send the impulsive, emotional, crying in the middle of the night text. Don't send the impulsive, I'm furious text. Don't send the impulsive anything, because those emotions pass. If you're wondering if you should text somebody, just give it a bit of time. Wait 24 hours, then reassess it, then do it again, then again, and again. And in time, you'll feel different and you won't need to so much. So I hope you found this video useful. If you'd like some support, because like I say, I know how hard this is. If you need like a cheerleader, somebody to say, no, do this instead, then I'm your girl. I'm really good at this. This is what I do with my clients. This is what the support is for. We can process all the emotions, the attachments, the things that are keeping you stuck and attached to this person, and the patterns and the narratives that are keeping you here too. If you'd like any more information about that, you can find out in the links below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.